bookish besties, welcome back to my channel. I'm Lori from bookishlylori, and today I have my June book haul. So I'm going to start with the books that I have already read. So I just got done filming my mid-year book freakout tag, and I talked a lot about this book, Before I Let Go by Kennedy Ryan. So since I talked about it so much, I'm just going to link that video. But I definitely wanted a copy of this on my shelves because this is probably my favorite read so far this year. I'm reading the sequel right now. I'm really enjoying it. So I wanted a copy for my shelves, and I kind of want to go through and annotate this one because it was so good. I also got a book outlet order, and I ordered One True Loves by Taylor Jenkins Reid. So I have pretty much read almost all of Taylor Jenkins Reid's previous works. I think I have one or two that I need to catch up on, but she's like almost an auto-buy author for me. I really love her, and this is part of her backlist. Before she was writing like Evelyn Hugo and Daisy Jones, kind of going into more like women's fiction and historical fiction. She kind of wrote more like contemporary romance, and this is one of them. And this one was really cute. So this one is about a woman. She's married to her high school sweetheart. Everything seems to be going perfect until one day her high school sweetheart suddenly passes away, seemingly in a car crash. No, it wasn't a car crash. In a plane crash. And she's devastated, of course. Her whole life changes. It's years later. She's finally starting to love again, only to find out that her original high school sweetheart that she was married to is not dead after all, like was presumed. He was missing for years. She started to move on with her life, only to find out that her husband is still alive. So it kind of goes into what, like after having moved on from this relationship, how that's going to impact her when he comes back into her life. The next one is It Ends With Us by Colleen Hoover. This is the exclusive collector's edition. I know this book and Colleen Hoover as an author in general are kind of divisive. You either love her, hate her, indifferent. She's one of those authors that, you know, her books are so popular, people just like have a lot of opinions on. I kind of fall in the middle category. Her books are very hit or miss for me, but this one I do love enough to have on my shelves, and with the movie coming out and stuff, I just really wanted to have a copy of it. I do kind of want to go back and annotate it and revisit it before the movie comes out, because this is a very polarizing book. A lot of people say this is her best book, and just from what I've read, I would agree, but it is a very sensitive book because some people, there's discussion, and I think a healthy level of discussion about whether this book romanticizes domestic violence or is promoting a healthy discussion on it, and I think that is something that we should talk about, especially with the movie coming out and things like that. So I think I'm going to do a specific reading vlog where I go back, revisit this, annotate it, and kind of read it more critically and engage with it that way. But I am excited for the movie to come out, and I did really enjoy it at the time of reading it. That's why I wanted a copy of it on my shelves. But yeah, Colleen Hoover is very hit or miss for me. Some of her books I've absolutely loved. This one probably would be the one I have liked the most, and then some books I really hated. I did not like Ugly Love at all. That was horrible. And some I just kind of feel indifferent about. So yeah, she's a very hit or miss author for me, but I think this was probably her at her best. So I have not read the sequel to this book. I don't really think the sequel is something I'm interested in personally, just knowing what I know about where the direction of the sequel goes. But I feel like this book, to me, this felt completed. I didn't think it really needed a sequel. So yeah, I'm excited to revisit this book, and I'm happy that I own a copy of it now. Next up in my book outlet haul, I got Lovelight Farms by B.K. Borison. This is another favorite book of mine, especially I want to reread it for the holiday season. It was really cute. I did like this first book, of course, but the second book in the series, I really couldn't get into it. I finished it, but I wasn't really happy with it, and I just didn't continue with the third one. So the rest of the series was kind of a letdown for me, but this first book was really good. I did like this. It's a really cute Christmas romance. It's about a girl working on a Christmas tree farm with her and her friends, and she falls in love. It's, of course, a little romance, and she falls in love with... Oh, it's also a fake dating story because she enters this blog contest to promote her Christmas tree farm, but she kind of makes it seem like she runs it with her boyfriend that doesn't exist. So she has to find a fake boyfriend in order to win this blog cash prize and things like that to make it like seem like this beautiful love story. And so she ends up fake dating this guy. But of course, it's a romance, so they actually do fall in love for real. So very cute. And the next stack of books, these are books that I have not read yet. I'm adding them to my TBR. These first two, these are the book outlet picks that I had for this month of June. The first one being Honey by Isabel Banta, and One Star Romance by Laura Hankin. I have not read these yet. I do have a Libby hold for this one for the audiobook, so I will be reading these soon. I haven't read them yet, but I do talk a little bit more about what they're about in my book outlet haul, so I'll link that in the card above. Next up, I got Honeycut by Simone. So this is the second book in the Lioness trilogy. But this is technically the third because there is a prequel novella called Salt in the Moon that I definitely recommend reading first if you're going to go into this series. I can't talk much about what this is about because it's technically the second or the third book in the trilogy, but it's an MMF romance about three people. We have Mark, who's the owner of a spicy club. We have his arranged wife, Isolde, and Mark's bodyguard, Tristan. And it kind of goes through the three books, their separate relationships between Mark and Tristan, Isolde and Mark and Isolde. And then this book is probably going to be the first one where all three of them are together and how they're going to make their separate relationships from the other two books together into this book. So that'll be interesting to see. Also on Book Outlet, I ordered Loving You Always by Kennedy Ryan. In my mid-year book freakout tag, I talked about how much I love Kennedy Ryan and how I'm trying to catch up on her backlist. So this is part of her Bennett Sisters series. I'm not sure like what order I go in. I believe this is the first book, When You Are Mine. I believe they're interconnected standalone, so technically you can read them out of order, but I'm just going to go in the order that Goodreads suggests. But I just wanted to add this to my collection so that I can binge the whole series. Next up, I got two books by the author Alicia Thompson. The first one being Love in the Time of Serial Killers and With Love from Cold World. So this first one, I believe it's about someone who's obsessed with true crime and true crime podcasts, and that was right up my alley because that's me. I love true crime. I watch it every day. I fall asleep to true crime. So this sounds like someone wrote a book about me because I am someone who consumes a lot of true crime and is from that a little suspicious of people and their intentions. And this is a romance about someone who is suspecting the worst from her neighbor and kind of having these like paranoid things about her neighbor, thinking he's like this really, you know, off, strange guy and kind of suspecting that he's up to some crime or something and she's gonna catch him in this crime or something, but he's actually just a good guy. So I think this book is going to be funny. I think it's going to have like some funny hijinks because she thinks he's a serial killer and he's just a normal guy and he's probably just trying to get to know her and things like that. So I think it's going to be really cute. The tagline says, "Can true love survive her true crime obsession?" So I'm excited to read this, maybe more towards like the October spooky times. I think this will be a good TBR pick for October. And then since I'll read that one in October, I'll probably read this one coming into the winter season in November, December. It's called With Love from Cold World. And this one is about a bookkeeper, Lauren Fox. And she works at a tourist destination in the Winter Wonderland that is, so it's like an indoor ice skating rink, but it's located in Florida. So Florida, it's always sunny, it's always really hot, just like here in Texas. But she works in an indoor ice skating rink, and she has a relationship with her co-worker at Cold World. So I don't really want to know too much about it going in. I just want to go in and see what their romance is going to be. But it looks really cute. I love the cover. I love how it's like that 50s pop comic style that both of these covers have. So I think they're really cute, and I'm excited to read them in the coming months. I have a lot of purple. Oh wow, they're all purple. The next one was another Book Outlet, just random pick. I swear when I'm on Book Outlet, I just like kind of go crazy and I find the most randomest things. I've never seen this book before, but I read the description, I'm really intrigued, and I'm like, you know what? I need $2 or $3 more for free shipping, and that's how some of these books usually end up in my TBR. But so Mrs. Big by Maryann Reid, I picked this one up because it kind of gave me Sex and the City vibes. You know, I just watched Sex and the City for the first time, and you know, obviously with Carrie and Mr. Big, this seems kind of similar. She's living like this really lavish, luxurious lifestyle, and she kind of tricks athletes, celebrities, and wealthy businessmen into taking care of her, but she doesn't really like commit to them or fall in love with them, and then she's going to meet someone who kind of lives up to all her big expectations. So I'm excited to read about this one. I've never heard of this author, never heard of this book before, so if you've read this or if you've heard of this author before, please let me know if this is something I should move up on my TBR. Next, I picked up For Never and Always by Helena Greer. So the tagline for this one says, 1 surprise inheritance, 2 best friends, now bitter exes, and 3 months to prove he loves her forever and always. So some kind of arranged marriage situation, fake dating, some kind of thing. Honestly, this was a cover buy for me. I thought it was so cute. And just something that I can reach for when I don't really know what else to read, and just something to add to my collection. I really thought the cover was adorable, and I have the hold, and I already have the audiobook on hold on Libby, so I will be checking this out as soon as I can. Next, I got this really cute cover romance, Till There Was You by Lindsay Hameroff. I love foodie romances that have to do with characters who either are chefs or work in a diner or things like that. So this was like another cover buy because it has something to do with baking or waffles or pancakes or something like that. So it says that Lexi has one goal: to make her mother proud by becoming a Michelin star restaurant executive chef. That is until she meets Taylor, Jake Taylor, a dive bar musician who charms her with show tunes. After steamy weekends together, Jake leaves for LA, and Lexi never expects him to see him again. She doesn't expect him to become an overnight celebrity with a breakout single that's almost certainly about her famous blueberry pancake recipe. So that sounds really cute. I also love that it has a musician involved in it. That's another trope I really like. So this just seems like a really fun, quick, cute romance that I'll probably read this summer, and probably make blueberry pancakes when I read this. And last but certainly not least, I got Not in Love by Ali Hazelwood. This is Ali Hazelwood's newest release. She's a very popular romance author right now. If you've read Love Theoretically or The Love Hypothesis, this is her newest adult release. I read all of her adult releases so far. I skipped her YA because it was about chess, and I'm not really into YA or chess. Didn't seem like it was going to be a good fit for me. So I was excited that she released her next contemporary romance. She also released a paranormal romance called Bride. That wasn't for me either, so I've kind of skipped the last 2 Ali Hazelwood releases because they just didn't seem like they would be for me. So I'm kind of excited she's coming back to her roots and writing about like a woman in STEM and a romance between 2 people, and I love the cover of this. Tagline says, "A forbidden secret affair proves that all's fair in love and science." So that's totally typical Ali Hazelwood. Her typical romances that she's done before all have to do with women in STEM and a science focus, and either like fake dating or things like that, kind of like 2 characters falling together. So this one is about, we have Rue and Eli. So she is a successful biotech engineer, one of the most promising startups in the field of food science. Her world is stable, pleasant, and hard-fought, until a hostile takeover and its offensively attractive frontman threaten to bring it all crumbling down. Eli Kilgore and his business partners want Klein, period. Eli has his own reasons for pushing his deal through, and he's a man who gets what he wants, with one burning exception, Rue, the woman he can't stop thinking about, the woman who's off limits to him. So this is kind of giving me Hating Games vibes, where like their two companies come together, and she hates him for that reason, but obviously that there's like this attraction between them, and they're gonna have like this forbidden secret affair, so that seems really good. So this is probably what I'm also going to be picking up really soon. So these are all the books that I got in the month of June. I am adding all these books to my bookshelf in my TBR. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10, 14. So that's the about 14 books that I'm adding onto my bookshelf this month in June. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you watched till the end of this video, please give me a like, throw a comment down, tell me what books you picked up this month, if you're hauling books or if you hauled books on your Kindle or anything like that. Tell me what you picked this month for yourself. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!